Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to yet another super amazing session, which was you all were waiting to start the session, right, everybody? So, when I was taking the class of biomolecules, the thing that struck my mind was most of you were not being regular for the class. Maybe like you may have time clash with your school and coaching classes and all. But apart from that, I felt something apart of that, that is I felt personally that you guys have a lack in solving the questions. Even though you learn read NCERT, you are forgetting the things easily. The main reason why you are going like that is because of the lack of doing questions. So here is the solution by your channel BioPoint in front of you, with me live for you. NCERT line by line MCQs of the chapter Biomolecules, right? Biomolecules was the chapter which we were taking, ongoing chapter. We have 2 to 3 lectures more to complete that particular chapter. So today I am here to solve 50 questions, 40 to 50 questions of biomolecules from the first 2 or 3 pages, as I have already posted up to where you must sit prepared for this session. Right, everybody? So I'll give you just 5 seconds. Get ready with your OMR, get ready with your copies, and be ready to answer each of the questions. First of all on the chat box, and then on your error copies as well if you make it wrong. And finally, don't forget, all of you those who are watching the session, before, as soon as the question appears on the screen and before I explain and tell the answer, you have to write down your answers, what you will write for this question on a sheet of paper, so that after all session is over, you have to comment me how many of you have got full questions correct, or how many questions have each one of you made correct. Done? Yes. So moving on to the NCERT line by line MCQs of the chapter Biomolecules. Those who are watching the session right now, don't forget to hit the like button, do share it with your friends, and subscribe the amazing platform for more updates on biology. Yes, this is our amazing Telegram group at t.me/neat_biopoint, where daily session updates, regular discussion, polls, and quizzes takes place. Okay, everybody. So let's move on to the very first question of this chapter. Read very carefully each and every question and then start answering. Done, everybody? So let's read one by one. Read the following statement. Read the following statements and find out the incorrect statement from what is given below. You have to find out the incorrect statement given below. Let's read one by one. All elements present in a sample of earth crust are also present in a sample of living tissue. That's a correct statement, right? That is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, silicon, sulfur, calcium, magnesium. All these elements are present both in the earth's crust as well as in a sample of living tissue. So that's a correct statement. Second one, relative abundance of carbon and hydrogen with respect to other elements is higher in the earth crust. Yes, that is a wrong statement. Right, everybody? That is gonna be a wrong statement. Am I right or not? Am I right or not, everybody? You have the concentration of, or the relative abundance of hydrogen is abundant in the earth's crust as what is told in the question, but the relative abundance of carbon is more in the living tissue, more in the living tissue than in the earth's crust. So that is a wrong statement, which marks the correct answer for this question. Is that clear for everybody? Is that clear for everybody? It is a direct statement given in the NCERT. Relative abundance of carbon and hydrogen with respect to other elements is higher in the earth's crust than in the living organism. You know that carbon concentration or the abundance of carbon is more in the living tissues than in the earth crust. But the other part of the question is correct. That is the concentration of hydrogen is more in the earth's crust itself. During chemical analysis, what is this chemical analysis? Using using this particular solution known as it is acid test. And what is the objective of acid test? Acid test is used to find out the organic components. Used to find out the organic components present in the particular mixture or particular tissue. Okay, so for that acid test, you will use trichloroacetic acid and all of the above. So the correct answer for this question, marking it once again for everybody, the correct answer is option number B. Question number 2, it is again a direct, every question is directly taken from the NCERT. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat again and again. NCERT direct question, NCERT. So, okay, I won't be telling again and again. Everything is extracted from the NCERT itself. Recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. Guys, I told you the general formula of an amino acid is, right? It can be anything you can write. Okay, I will write it for you in the same way as how I taught you. Okay, COOH, NH2, H, and here is the R group. Here is the R group. So we have learned that R group, if it has to be hydrogen, then you will call such an amino acid as glycine. Are you remembering that I told you this point? Glycine, R is hydrogen. Then, if it is CH3, then you will go with the option alanine and hydroxyl. Then you will call them as what? Serine. So what are the respective options given? A, hydrogen. So A option is the amino acid shown over here is the glycine. Second, CH3. So which amino acid is shown over here? The second amino acid shown over there is the alanine. Alanine is the second amino acid which have been depicted in the diagram. Oh my God. Yes. The third one is the serine. Hydroxyl methane is shown over there. So the answer is to be serine will be the third amino acid shown in the diagram. So which is the correct option indicated? A is glycine, B is alanine, C is serine. So the correct answer is option number C. Done, everybody. Moving on to question number 3. First of all, comment me the answers of question number 3. Then we will move on to the question number 4. Elements that are found more abundant in the Earth's crust than in the human body. The elements that are found more abundant in the Earth's crust. More abundant in the Earth's crust than in the human body is. Yes, which is the answer, everybody? You know that we have studied in that particular table of your NCERT textbook itself. We have learned that a particular element, it is having negligible concentration in the human body and it is having a high concentration in the surrounding. So which was that element? It was silicon. So the question is all about elements that are found more abundant in the Earth's crust than in the human body. Am I right? Am I right? This is the correct option, right, everybody? Sodium, silicon, calcium, and magnesium is the correct choice for you to answer over in this particular question. Done, everybody? Yes. So since silicon is present in the abundant quantities in the Earth's crust and that is present in a negligible quantity in human body, you will go with the option number D. Moving on to question number 4. Elements that are found more abundant in human body than in the Earth's crust. So at that point of time, this option will be invalid, right? Here also silicon comes, so that option can also be invalid. Right, everybody? So the correct answer for this question will be, here you studied, right? Calcium and magnesium will also be in a higher quantity in the Earth's crust. So calcium came over here. So the correct answer for this question will be option number A. Guys, everything completely depends upon your ability on reading NCERT, okay? NCERT line, each line and word in the NCERT should be absolutely perfect for each one of you. Then you will be able to solve the question absolutely fine and perfect. And guys, I told you something else, right? The big 4 elements. The big 4 elements, which were there? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So that is again important one. Okay, so which was the most abundant element in Earth? Sodium, silicon, magnesium, and calcium element abundant in the human body. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. nitrogen, sulfur. Done, everybody. Moving on to the question. This was the table I told you to by heart. Yes, find out the correct labeling. Find out the correct labeling. Oh my god. Oh my god. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, you have to find out the correct labeling. Yes, let's do one by one anyway. Let's do one by one. Okay. Yes. Carbon. What is the concentration? The concentration of carbon in the human body is 18.5. But we have already learned that I told you to by heart that for carbon in the Earth's crust is 0.03. Right? 0.03 is the concentration of carbon in the Earth's crust. I will write it once again for you, otherwise it may create a confusion. So guys, the value of A, as you have already studied, is 0.03. Okay, then oxygen. You know that concentration of oxygen is happened in the human body and the earth. So this is the value of oxygen in the Earth's crust. In Earth's crust also, it's not very negligible or something. It have a relatively higher concentration, that is 46.6. 46.6% of oxygen is present in the Earth's crust. 0.03% of sulfur is present in the Earth's crust. But 0.3, that was a contrasting value in your NCERT textbook as well. So 0.3% of sulfur is present in the human body, whereas 0.03% of sulfur is present in the Earth's crust. And sulfur, you know that 27.7% of, sorry, not sulfur, silicon is present in the Earth's crust, whereas it is negligible in the human body. So the answer 0.03, 46.6, 0.3, 27.7. So the correct answer for this question number 5 will be option number B. Done, everybody. So this table from the NCERT is very important. Okay, I can tell you this table is 100% important. Okay, a question may come from this area for your exam as well. Moving on to question number 6. This is an easy question. If one weighs a small amount of living tissue and dry it, guys, don't live in between like this is a premiering session, so I will watch it replay. Don't do that. Do it along with me. Let's learn together. Okay? Are you all writing down the error copies of the answers which are getting wrong for you? Are you all marking the options in your OMR? Everybody personal, or are you all marking your answers? Yes? Perfecto. Now, if the tissue is fully burned, after drying and burning, after the two terms drying and burning come over there itself, you will be able to know that this is particular test used to identify the inorganic components. So that test you have already studied. It is known as the ASH test. Yes, let's learn the rest of the option. Now, if the tissue burned, all the carbon bonds are oxidized to gaseous form and are removed. What is the remaining called? Which is the remaining portion called? You will call that particular portion as the ash. Right, everybody? So the correct answer for this question number 6 will be option C, ash. The product of ash test will be actually right. You will get a piece of ash at last. Question number 7, direct question from your text. Based on the nature of the dash, there are 20 amino acids. Amino acid structure, first of all, I will draw this. It is a carbon. On the left side, we have learned that there is a acid group. On the left side, we have an amino group attached. On one end, hydrogen will not get replaced, whereas in the other end, it is replaced by a variable R group. So we have already studied, right, everybody? We have already studied that this R group gives certain unique properties to amino acid. Right, gives unique property to the amino acid. So based upon the nature of the variable group or the R group, there are 20 amino acids. Based on the difference or nature of the R group, there are 20 amino acids. So R group, you can cancel all other options. So amino group wrong, carboxyl group wrong. So R group is given, R group is given. Let's move with the next one. Based on the number of dash and dash group, there are acidic, basic and amino, neutral amino acid, which I told you based on the position or based on the number of this carboxyl group and the amino group, there are three different types of amino acid: acidic, basic, and neutral amino acid. I told you. So here you can go with carboxyl group or amino group. 1 second. 1 second, everybody. Let me take the annotation pen so that I will get to know. Okay, so listen very carefully, everybody. Yes. Here is based on the nature of the R group. Okay. And based on the nature of the carboxyl group. Based on the nature of the carboxyl group and the amino group. They are classified into acidic, basic, and neutral amino acid. The R group in serine is, what is the R group in serine? I told you if the R group is replaced by CH2OH, what is that? It is hydroxyl methyl. Hydroxymethyl group. Right, everybody? So A stands for R group, B stands for carboxyl group, C for amino group, and D for hydroxymethyl group. So the correct answer is option number C. Is that clear for everybody? Yes, everybody, is that clear? Yes, so the correct answer for this question is option number C. Moving on to the next question. Match column 1 and column 2 and choose the correct option that follows. Acidic amino acid. Without any doubt, you will come and mark this option glutamic acid, because in our text also we have to study only about the glutamic acid. Basic amino acid. Basic amino acid, NEET 2020 question. The answer is lysine. So matches with option number B. Neutral amino acid is the valine. Valine is a neutral amino acid having no charge on it. Aromatic amino acid is the phenylalanine, which we have studied in our NCERT. So which is the correct answer for this question? Option number A. A matches with glutamic acid, B matches with lysine, C matches with valine, and D, that is aromatic amino acid, matches with the phenylalanine. Moving on to question number 9. Yesterday's class I told you a fatty acid has a carboxyl group attached to an R group. Okay, a fatty acid has a carboxyl group attached to an R group. The number of carbon atoms in a fatty acid may, in your textbook they have clearly mentioned fatty acids, the carbon number may vary from 1 to 19. Inside a bracket they have given in the NCERT textbook. So which is the correct answer? Option number 1. 1 to 19 carbon atom. 1 carbon to 19 carbon atom. You will find what? Fatty acid. So you'll find 1 to 19 carbon atoms in a fatty acid molecule. Is that clear, everybody? Yes? 10th question. Recognize a figure and find out the correct matching. Recognize a figure and find out the correct matching. Yes, this is what we have learned today. I have taught you in today's afternoon class as well. Right, everybody? So listen very carefully. Okay, I'm recording this in the morning, so I'm not sure whether we will be able to take the class at 2 due to any network interruptions will come on it. I'm not sure. Anyway, I have told you to read the page number up to here, right? So look, everybody, look at the first question, first part. Which is this diagram standing for? Which is this diagram standing for? Yes, we have learned that it is adenine. Okay, adenine. The second diagram is what? The second diagram is a uracil. So guys, nitrogen bases. Certain nitrogen bases have 2 rings, whereas certain nitrogen bases have a single ring. Yes, single ring and 2 rings. So double ring you will call them as the purine, and single ring you will call them as the pyrimidine. Okay, so purine, double ring, it is adenine, and this is the uracil. And what is this? This is the adenosine, which is actually a nucleoside, and this is uridine. Clear? So which is the correct answer for this question number 10? Option number B. Adenine, uracil, adenosine, and uridine. This diagram is given in the NCERT. Okay. fourth page of your NCERT, you have the entire page filled with different diagrams. So at the bottom of the page, you will find this diagram. Okay. Yes, the same question. Number of carbon atoms in a R group. It is 1 carbon to 19 carbon. Next question. Palmitic acid. What is, how many carbon atoms are present in palmitic acid? In palmitic acid, you will find 16 carbon atoms, right? So A. Arachidonic acid, 20 carbon atom. Okay. Cholesterol, how many carbon atom will you find in a cholesterol molecule? Yes, 27. Glycerol, how many? Glycerol, what is the formula of glycerol? CH2OH. 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 So how many carbon atom? 3. Yes, it is D. And alanine, you will find how many carbon atoms in alanine? 4 carbon atoms in alanine. No. 1 second. 1 second. Let me clarify one thing for you. Yes, there is a small mistake. Yes. Palmitic acid have 16 carbon. Done. Arachidonic acid have 20. Cholesterol have 27. Glycerol have 3. And alanine. What is the formula of alanine? COOH, NH2, hydrogen, and you will see a CH3 group. Right, everybody? So how many carbon can you see? Carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3. So how many carbon? Alanine also matches with what? K itself. So D comma E. So which is the correct answer? Option number C is the correct answer for this question. Done, everybody? Very important. Question number 13. Find out the correct statement. Read the following statement and find out the incorrect statement from the following. Palmitic acid is saturated. Yes, I have told in the class. While arachidonic acid is unsaturated. Yes, it have 4 double bonds. Arachidonic acid have 20 carbon atom with 4 double bond. Yes. And palmitic acid have 16 carbon atom and it is a saturated molecule. So it's a correct statement. Monoglycerides, diglycerides and triglycerides are lipids having both glycerol and fatty acids. Correct. Based upon 1 fatty acid monoglyceride, 2 fatty acid diglycerides, 3 fatty acids triglycerides. That's okay. Saturated fatty acids have 1 or more C double bond. No, you cannot find. Saturated means all are single bond. So this is an incorrect statement. So the correct answer for this question, how can you give you the correct answer? It is option number C. Saturated fatty acids have 1 or more carbon atom with double bond, while unsaturated fatty acids are without double bond. That is actually the correct answer. That is actually not the correct option. That means it's a correct option. It's not a correct statement. The question was all about read and find out the incorrect one. So that's the only one which have been incorrectly matched over here. Next, question number 14. In yesterday's class, I have 100% repeated the question. Some tissues have lipids with more complex structures, especially the. I have told you the name of the tissue with having a more complex. So certain guys, you must remember certain tissues have lipids, but that lipids will be having a more complex structure. Okay, those lipids will be having some more complex structure. So those are found in the neural tissue. Where are they found? They are found in the neural tissue. Clear? Next question. Which of the following groups represents only primary metabolites? You have to identify only primary metabolites. In the table, we have signified or important, emphasized on these secondary metabolites, right, everybody? Alanine, glucose. Yes. Move on to the next lesson. Yes. Primary. Add nucleus and nitrogen. Yes. We had it. What all things? Let's then let's see. all those things we have studied, fat, rubber, those and studied where in case of secondary metabolites. So all these are primary metabolites. So the correct answer for this question number 15 is all of the above. Okay, what is it? All of the correct answer for this question. Question number 16. Recognize the figure and find out the correct statement. You have to find out the correct statement, guys. These kinds of question, I will tell you. This is a question that comes for your exam. That came for your exam. You imagine. When you are reading it for the first time, you have to understand, recognize the figure. Okay, I have paid attention towards that part of the question. Then you did, and when you come across, choose the correct statement, choose the incorrect statement. Make sure with the pen you underline or you encircle the particular thing given over here. So here it is the correct statement. So that is very important. Okay, so you have to identify the correct statement. What is actually given over here? It have a nitrogen base. Done, everybody. It have a nitrogen base. It have a pentose sugar. It have a phosphate group as well. It have a phosphate group as well. So what is the correct answer? So since this particular compound have a nitrogen base, since this compound have the presence of a pentose sugar, and you will see the phosphate group as well, combination of these three will unite together to form a nucleotide. So what is the name that you will give to the nucleotide of adenine? Adenylate acid. What you will call them as adenylate acid. Okay, this is not working properly. This compound is a nucleotide called the adenylate acid is the correct statement. Okay. Question number 7. The compound having identifiable function and play known roles in the normal physiological processes are known as having identifiable function and play normal role in normal physiological processes are called primary metabolites, secondary metabolites, biomacromolecules, polymeric substances. There is no doubt for that. The correct answer is option A, primary metabolites. Next, find the incorrect matching. This is a direct question from the NCERT. You have to find out the incorrect matching. Essential oil, lemongrass, yes, correct. Terpene, monoterpenes and diterpenes, correct. Polymeric substances runs the nucleotide. Nucleotide is not a polymeric substance, so that is an answer for this question. Incorrect matching. Yes, everybody, other everything is correctly given. So which is the answer for question number 17? Question number 17, the correct answer is primary metabolites. Here it is, option number C. Clear? Moving on to question number 19. Read the following statement. Okay, I will be reading it and find out the incorrect statement. Done? Let's read together. Onwards, let's read it. Flavonoids, antibiotics, colored pigs, and lecithin are secondary metabolites. Antibiotics? Is it? Have you studied like that? You're right. So option B will be the incorrect statement. Clear? Clear, everybody? This statement is given in the NCERT. This is also given in the NCERT. This also we have to, by a common sense, we have to understand. That is rubber. It provides spices, drugs, scent, and all those things. They are all useful to human welfare. Right? They are all useful to the ecology. So they are ecologically significant. Clear? Which of feature is common to all those compounds found in the soluble pool of filtrate? Which of the following feature is common to all those compounds found in the acid soluble pool? So you have to understand acid soluble pool. The otherwise the term is filtrate. They are called macromolecules or biomacromolecule. They are absolutely wrong. Molecular weight is more than 10,000. No, for biomicromolecule, they are less. So they have a molecular weight ranging from 18 to 800 Dalton. If the question was to find out the wrong statement, then your answer will be D. because statement number 1 and statement number 2 are wrong with respect to the filter as well put. Here you have only one option, that is option number C, correct given. Okay, everybody. Therefore, but I stop with this particular question. Rest of the question we will take another class and will complete. Okay, there were 41 questions altogether. Yes, everybody. So we'll complete those part of the question in the next part of this NCERT line by line quiz. Okay, everybody. So bye bye, everyone. Take care.